If you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel for your business, or you've already started one and it's going nowhere, this video might save you tons of time and money. Because YouTube is one of the most powerful long-term content investments you can make as a B2B company, but it's not for everyone. And I say that as someone who builds these channels for a living. I'm Matt Celesio, founder of Hive. I build content strategies for B2B companies across SaaS, RevOps, GTM, recruitment, and tech. And in this video, I'm going to give you 4 honest signs that you're probably not ready to do YouTube for your business yet. Not because YouTube doesn't work, because it does, but there's just specific conditions that need to be true before it makes sense for you to invest in it. And if these 4 things are not in place, you're going to waste time, money, and walk away convinced that YouTube failed when really the timing was just off. So we're going to cover the team and infrastructure you actually need behind this, why YouTube is not somewhere you come for a quick fix, what your offer and positioning need to look like before a single video goes live, and why your existing proof matters way more than people realize. If you are in B2B and you're trying to figure out whether YouTube is the right move for your business, stick around. Let's get into it. So number 1, you do not have the right team or the right partner behind it. So there's 2 ways to run this YouTube strategy. Either you build it in-house, or you bring on a media partner that plugs into your business. Let's start in-house, because most people think YouTube is something that 2 people can run on the side of everything else they're already doing. Film it, edit it, post it, job done. And that belief is exactly why most channels, they die in 3 months. Here is what actually goes into making a YouTube strategy work properly. You need someone doing topic research, which means understanding your ICP and what they're actively searching for, finding angles that have a real chance of performing. You need to do keyword research, so the titles, descriptions, and metadata are actually indexed by Google and surfaced by AI engines. You need a thumbnail designer who explains and understands what makes someone click, because your thumbnail and title are the only 2 things a viewer sees before they decide whether to click your video and if it's worth their time. You need someone else tracking performance, not just views and watch times on YouTube, but building a system that tells you which videos are driving specific traffic to your website and turning viewers into leads. And you need an editor. The last one is where I want to spend just a minute on, because it's the most underrated role in the entire operation. I have gone through personally 10 editors before finding the team I rely on now, and I love them. And the reason they stayed is the difference between a good and a bad editor. And it's not just aesthetic. A bad editor puts random text on a screen and calls it done. A good editor understands the story being told in the video. They know which moments need to be highlighted and when. They know how to weave in social proof and credibility in a ways that feels natural rather than forced. They know when to use graphics to reinforce a point rather than just decorate the frame. And all of that strategy behind the editing is what separates a video that feels premium and one that feels cheap. Here's the thing. Your brand is being judged by the editing quality whether you realize it or not. If the video looks cheap, the brand looks cheap. It's that direct. Now let's talk about the second option with a media partner that plugs into your business. So a media partner whose entire operation is already built around executing this, they have a faster time to market, they cost a fraction of multiple internal hires, and you're working with people who do this every single day for multiple clients at once. That's the difference between building the infrastructure yourself and plugging it into infrastructure that already exists. At Hive, we have 5 people working on a single client's YouTube channel every single month. And almost every client we work with has told us at some point that if we were not nudging them on the recording dates, chasing approvals, or keeping the production schedule moving, nothing would get out. And not because they don't care, they do. But there's just genuinely a lot of moving pieces that it will always lose to the next urgent thing in your business unless someone is holding the whole system together. This is the reality of what YouTube requires. If you do not have a team built for it or a partner who already has infrastructure in place, the system will not slowly deteriorate. It will almost stop immediately. Now, if you're watching this realizing you actually don't check these boxes right now, that's genuinely a good sign. It means YouTube is probably something worth taking seriously right now and investing in. Most of the companies we work with, they came to us knowing they needed it, but they didn't have the team or the infrastructure to execute it properly on their own. That gap is exactly what Hive is built to fill. If you want to talk through what building this looks like for your specific business, the link to book a call is in the description. We work with only a small number of clients and companies at a time so we can build this properly. So grab that link below. Now, number 2, you're probably looking for a quick fix. If pipeline is slow and you need results in the next 30 to 90 days, I respect that urgency. I've been there, I've lived that. But YouTube is the wrong place to bring it. Go run paid ads, go do outbound. Those are the right tools for a short timeline. YouTube is not a campaign, it is infrastructure. And the sooner you understand that distinction, the better decision you will make about when to invest in it. And here's what I mean by infrastructure. Every video you publish gets indexed by Google. Every transcript gets crawled by AI engines like GPT and Perplexity. Every piece of topical authority you build adds to that foundation that was already there from the videos before it. It does not spike and then die like an ad. It compounds. Each video makes the next one more likely to be found. And I can show you this with our own numbers. This is from our previous years when we started publishing consistently on our own channel. Traffic grew month over month in the beginning, and then around month 3, when we stopped because it got busy and we stopped posting, the traffic dropped month over month. When we resumed, it climbed back up and it kept climbing for the rest of the year. That was a brand new channel, so early traction, being gradual, is completely expected. But here's what you're probably not thinking about. For channels that have been publishing consistently for 12, 24, 36 months, the dynamic changes. The topic authority is already built. The algorithm already understands what the channel is about. At that stage, you can actually pull back a bit on publishing, and the foundation holds because the SEO work has been done over the years and is doing the heavy lifting. But you can't skip that stage. You have to build your way there. What you are creating with YouTube is simply not just a social media presence. A video you publish today can still be bringing in qualified prospects 2 years from now. It gets indexed and it stays searchable. It builds trust with someone who has never heard of you at 2 in the morning when your sales team is asleep. You cannot say that about an Instagram reel or a cold email sequence. If your timeline is 90 days, YouTube will feel like work, and it will feel like it doesn't work, but it does. It just operates on a different clock. Now, number 3, your offer, niche, or your method is not locked in yet. This is the most honest sign I can give you, and it's probably one of the hardest ones to hear if you're early in your venture. YouTube rewards specificity above everything else. The channels that compound are the ones where the algorithm, the viewer, and the search engine all understand exactly this person talks about this and for who and for what, and they are worth listening to. If that clarity does not yet exist in your business, no amount of posting is going to create it. The signals I look for when I'm speaking to you as a founder are pretty specific. So let's say I'm talking to you and I hear your offer has shifted 3 times in the last few months. That's going to tell me something. If you're actively building the product while simultaneously trying to market it, that tells me something. If the way you describe your business changes depending on who's in the room, that positioning tells me that something is not locked in yet, and that will not come through well on camera. Revenue is also a real indicator. The clients we typically work with are doing around $40K per month on the low end, and it's not because it's a random threshold, but because that number tells me that real people are paying for the thing. The offer has been validated, the method is tested, there's stability in the business to sustain the commitment that YouTube requires month over month. Now, team size, that's a little more nuanced because I've had teams doing over $1 million a year and they were 3 people and they were completely ready. But I've seen funded teams that are absolutely nowhere near it. It's less about how many people you have and whether your business has found its footing yet. When your offer is clear, your niche is defined, and your revenue is consistent, YouTube becomes a multiplier. Before that, it's just an expensive piece of noise. So ask yourself, do you have PMF, paying customers, a reliable team to fulfill, or are you going back to the drawing board every 3 weeks to just get it right? This will tell you everything you need to know. Now, number 4, you have no proof, results, or work to point to. Now, this is my last honest opinion of someone who both produces content and consumes a lot of it. When I watch someone on camera telling me how to do something and they've never actually done the thing for themselves, I feel that. There is something missing in how they speak about it. The examples are vague, the confidence has a ceiling, and I'm skeptical in a way that I cannot almost articulate, but I feel it immediately. And I think most viewers are the same way, whether they consciously register it or not. Credibility is not just what you say, it's about the specificity you speak about when you say it. And that specificity only comes from actually having done the thing. When you have real results behind you, real clients, real outcomes, real processes that have run enough times so you know where it breaks and how to change it, that changes everything about how you show up on camera. The examples are specific, the confidence is grounded, the viewer feels like they're actually learning from somebody who has been through it rather than someone who just read about it. You know what I mean? If you're starting out and you don't have any client work to point yet, that doesn't mean that you permanently disqualify YouTube. But it does mean that the content you produce right now is working significantly harder to earn trust and proof if it was already established. And in a space where your competitors do have results to reference, that gap is felt by the viewers even if they never said it out loud. Now, I don't say this to hurt your feelings or put you down. I'm just being objective and critical. I've been in that situation where I had no work to prove. I had no work to showcase. So what I did was I just built it out doing either free work for clients or family and friends to show something that I was capable of achieving a result. Now, am I saying you have to do free work or take on crappy clients? No. But I am saying you should have a little bit of infrastructure to get to that point where you can say, look what we've done. Build the proof first, do the work, get real results, and document what you did and what happened. Then get on camera and talk about that. That sequence produces content that converts. Reversing it produces content that gets views from the wrong people and closes nobody. Now, if you want to see exactly how we build a full YouTube content infrastructure for B2B companies from scratch, there's a video on the screen right now, and I want you to click that. It's got real examples, my full process, and everything we actually do for clients. Click that and keep watching. But if you're ready to stop trying to piece this together on your own, the link to book a call with me is in the description below. We can stand up your full content infrastructure in 30 days. We handle the research, scripting, editing, publishing, thumbnail design, and we track the performance of it. It's all handled. All you do is show up 2 hours per month, and we'll even come on site to you and have everything ready to go. So to bring it back, YouTube is not a quick win, and it's not something you can half commit to. But when 4 of these conditions are right and you have the team behind it, the patience for the long game, a locked offer, and real proof to back what you say, what you are building is years of indexed, searchable content that compounds every single month you stay consistent. The businesses getting this right now are not just getting more views, they're getting prospects who show up to the call already knowing who they are. They're already trusting the founder, and they're already most of the way through the decision before anyone picks up the phone for them. This is what YouTube actually does when it works properly. It's not a social media play. It's a long-term revenue infrastructure that your competitors are going to struggle to catch up to if you start now properly.